The envelope was addressed to me. Certified mail. Signature required. When I tore it open, standing at my kitchen counter, I saw my daughter Jennifer's name at the bottom of a legal petition. She was filing for conservatorship. My own daughter was trying to declare me mentally incompetent to manage my own finances. I had to read it 3 times before the words made sense. Petition for appointment of conservator. Exhibits alleging diminished capacity, undue influence, financial exploitation risk. The hearing date was circled in red. 3 weeks away. My hands started shaking. Not from fear. From something closer to disbelief mixed with a strange, cold clarity. I'm Robert Mitchell, 68 years old. I spent 22 years in the Air Force as an avionics engineer, retired with full benefits and a pension that, combined with my savings and investments, lets me live comfortably. Not wealthy, but secure. I've got my health, my mind, and until that morning, I thought I had my family. Let me back up. 6 months earlier, my grandson Tyler turned 10. He's Jennifer's oldest, a sharp kid who reminds me of myself at that age. Curious about how things work, always tinkering with electronics, asking questions that show he's actually thinking. For his birthday, I told him I wanted to start a college fund. Nothing fancy, just a $529 account with an initial deposit of $10,000 and monthly contributions. Jennifer and her husband Marcus were there when I told Tyler. I expected them to be happy. Marcus smiled. Jennifer didn't. That's very generous, Dad, she said in that tone people use when they're about to say but. We should probably discuss this first. Discuss what? It's a gift for my grandson's education. It's just, that's a lot of money. Are you sure you can afford it? I looked at her. Jennifer, I've been managing money since before you were born. Yes, I can afford it. Marcus jumped in. We appreciate it, Robert. Really. It's just that Jen and I like to be involved in all major financial decisions affecting the kids. This doesn't affect you, I said. It affects Tyler. When he's 18, he gets access to the account for college expenses. That's when I saw it. A look passed between Jennifer and Marcus. The kind of look that says, we'll talk about this later. I opened the account anyway. Tyler was thrilled. I showed him the statements, explained how compound interest works, taught him about long-term investing. Every month, I added $500. Every month, Tyler would call me to check the balance and calculate the growth. Jennifer called it inappropriate, said I was creating unrealistic expectations, asked me to stop showing Tyler the financial details because it was putting ideas in his head. I didn't stop. Then about 4 months ago, Marcus lost his job. Some corporate restructuring thing. Jennifer worked part-time as a dental hygienist, but Marcus had been the primary earner. Suddenly, they were struggling. I offered to help with groceries, utility bills, the mortgage payment. They refused. Pride, maybe. Or something else. Instead, Jennifer started asking questions about my finances. How much was my pension? What about my savings? Did I have long-term care insurance? Had I updated my will? I'm worried about you, Dad, she said over dinner at their place. You're living alone, getting older. What if something happens? I'm 68, not 90. I'm fine. But you're making big financial decisions without consulting anyone. That college fund, it's just, we're concerned you might be vulnerable. Vulnerable. That word stuck with me. 2 weeks later, she brought it up again. Had I considered giving her power of attorney? Just in case. For your protection, she said. I said no. Then came the phone calls. From Marcus this time. Casual at first. Hey Robert, just checking in. How are you feeling? Memory okay? Any confusion with your medications? I'm not on any medications except a daily vitamin and occasional aspirin. The third time he called asking if I'd been feeling confused lately. I got suspicious. Started paying attention. I noticed Jennifer talking to my neighbors. Mrs. Chen next door mentioned that Jennifer had asked her if she'd noticed any strange behavior from me. Mr. Rodriguez down the street said Jennifer wanted to know if I'd been forgetting things or seeming out of it. They were building a case. I'm not stupid. 22 years in the military teaches you to recognize patterns, anticipate threats, planned defensive strategies. They were going to try something, and whatever it was, it involved making me look incompetent. What I didn't expect was how fast they'd move. The conservatorship petition claimed I was showing signs of dementia, that I'd made irrational financial decisions like the college fund, that I was at risk of being scammed or exploited. It included a letter from their family doctor, whom I'd seen exactly once for a routine checkup 3 years ago, stating that cognitive decline is common in men over 65 and should be monitored. They wanted control of everything: my pension, my savings, my house, my investments. For my own good, of course. I sat at that kitchen counter for an hour, reading and rereading the petition. Part of me wanted to believe this was about concern, about love twisted into something ugly by financial stress. But the details were too calculated, the timing too convenient. They'd been planning this for months. My phone rang. "Tyler, Grandpa? Are you okay?" "I'm fine, buddy." "Why?" "Mom and Dad have been acting weird. They keep having these quiet conversations and stopping when I walk in. And Mom told me I can't call you anymore about the college fund. She said you're not well." I closed my eyes. "Tyler, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest. Have your parents said anything else about me?" Silence. Then quietly, "They said you're sick, that you're not thinking clearly, that the court is going to help you. What do you think?" "I think you're the clearest thinking person I know. You taught me about compound interest. You explained the stock market. You remember everything we talk about." He paused. "Grandpa, are they lying? I think they're scared and making bad choices because of it." "What are you going to do?" "Good question." I called a lawyer the next morning. Sarah Chen, recommended by a friend from my veterans group. She listened to everything, reviewed the petition, and asked me one question: "Do you want to fight this?" "Yes." "Then we need to demonstrate competency, medical evaluation, financial records, character witnesses, and we need to understand their motivation." "It's money," I said. "They're broke and they see my assets as the solution. Can you prove that?" I couldn't. "Not yet." Sarah filed a response denying all allegations and requesting a full evidentiary hearing. She also recommended I get a comprehensive cognitive evaluation from an independent neurologist. I did. Passed everything. Memory, reasoning, decision-making, all normal for my age. But here's what Sarah told me that made my blood run cold. "Even if you're completely competent, Robert, conservatorship cases can go either way. If Jennifer and Marcus present a compelling narrative, if the judge is conservative about elder protection, you could lose control of your life. We need more than just your word against theirs." That night, Tyler called again. "Grandpa, I did something. I don't know if it's okay, but I need to tell you." "What did you do?" "I've been recording them, Mom and Dad. When they talk about you," my first instinct was to tell him to stop. But then he said, "Do you want to hear it?" He sent me an audio file. I listened to my daughter and her husband discussing me like I was a problem to be solved, an asset to be acquired. Marcus talking about selling my house, using the equity for their mortgage. Jennifer calculating my pension value. Both of them agreeing that the college fund was wasted money that should go to their immediate expenses. And then this exchange. Jennifer: "What if he fights it?" Marcus: "He's 68. We'll find a doctor who'll say he's declining. We just need the conservatorship in place. Then we can manage everything." Jennifer: "I feel bad about this." Marcus: "It's for his own good. And ours. We're family. That money should be helping us, not sitting in some account for Tyler's college when we can barely afford groceries." I listened to that recording 5 times. Each time, I felt something harden inside me. Tyler called back. "Grandpa, are you mad at me?" "No, buddy. Not at you. Never at you." I kept recording because I thought if they were doing something wrong, someone should know. Was that bad? That was smart. And brave. I paused. "Tyler, can you keep recording? Just when they talk about me. Don't put yourself at risk. Don't let them catch you. But if they say anything else, I need to know." "Okay. Grandpa, are we going to be okay?" I thought about that question. Was I going to be okay? Was Tyler? Was any of this going to end well? Yes, I told him. We're going to be okay. I gave the recording to Sarah. She listened, made notes, and looked up at me with something like satisfaction. This is good. This establishes motive. But Robert, Tyler is 10. We can't put him on the stand. And depending on how we use this, it could create serious family conflict. We're already in serious family conflict. This will make it permanent. I knew that. But I also knew that if I didn't fight this, I'd lose everything. My independence, my dignity, my ability to help my grandson. Use it, I said. The next 2 weeks were a blur of preparation. Medical records, financial statements, testimony from friends and neighbors about my mental state. My veterans group wrote letters. Mrs. Chen gave a statement about seeing me maintain my yard, manage my bills, handle complex home repairs. Tyler sent me 3 more recordings. In one, Jennifer called me stubborn and delusional. In another, Marcus talked about finding a care facility just in case we need to place him somewhere. In the third, they discussed hiding the college fund documents so I couldn't access them. Each recording felt like a small betrayal becoming a massive one. 2 days before the hearing, Jennifer called. Dad, we need to talk. I think we've said everything we need to say through our lawyers. This doesn't have to be a fight. We're trying to help you. By declaring me incompetent? By taking control of my life? You're not thinking clearly. The college fund, it's just one example. You're making decisions that don't make sense. Giving my grandson money for education doesn't make sense. Not when you might need that money for your own care. Not when your family is struggling and you're giving it away to a 10-year-old. There it was. The truth she'd been dancing around. So this is about your mortgage, I said. Your financial problems. This is about protecting you from yourself. No, Jennifer. This is about you wanting access to money that isn't yours, and you're using the legal system to steal it. She hung up. The hearing was held in a county courthouse, in a room that smelled like old wood and anxiety. Jennifer and Marcus sat on one side with their lawyer. I sat on the other with Sarah. The judge was a woman in her 50s, sharp-eyed, no nonsense. She reviewed the petition, my response, and the preliminary evidence. Jennifer's lawyer went first, painted a picture of a declining elderly man making irrational decisions, vulnerable to exploitation, in need of protection. They submitted the letter from the doctor, statements from neighbors about my reclusive behavior. I like my privacy, and a psychological evaluation from an expert who'd never met me, but was happy to opine about age-related cognitive decline based on statistics. It sounded convincing. If I didn't know it was bullshit, I might have believed it myself. Then Sarah stood up. She submitted my medical evaluation showing normal cognitive function. She presented financial records demonstrating careful, consistent money management over decades. She had letters from my veterans group, my neighbors, my financial advisor, and then she said, Your Honor, I'd like to address the petitioner's motivation. She played the first recording. In that courtroom, in front of the judge, Jennifer and Marcus heard their own voices discussing my assets like inventory, my life like a business problem to be solved. Jennifer went pale. Marcus stared at the table. The judge listened without expression. When it ended, she said, Is there more? Sarah played 2 more excerpts. The one about selling my house. The one about the care facility. When it was done, the judge looked at Jennifer and Marcus for a long moment. Let me make sure I understand, she said. You're petitioning for conservatorship of your father, claiming he's incompetent and needs protection, while simultaneously discussing how to liquidate his assets for your own benefit? Jennifer's lawyer started to speak. The judge held up her hand. I've seen a lot of conservatorship cases. Many are necessary and appropriate. Some are well-intentioned, but misguided. And a few are exactly what they appear to be here. An attempt to gain control of a competent person's resources. She looked at me. Mr. Mitchell, based on the evidence presented, you appear to be in full possession of your faculties. Your financial decisions, including the college fund, are reasonable and within your rights. This petition is denied. Then she looked at Jennifer and Marcus. I'm also referring this matter to the district attorney's office for review regarding potential elder abuse and attempted financial exploitation. The room went silent. Jennifer stood up. Your Honor, we were just trying to save it, the judge said. You tried to use the legal system to rob a competent man of his autonomy. You're fortunate I'm only referring this and not holding you in contempt. She gathered her papers. We're done here. Outside the courthouse, Jennifer tried to talk to me. I kept walking. Marcus grabbed my arm. Robert, please, we can fix this. I looked at his hand on my arm until he let go. You tried to take my life, I said quietly. You used my daughter, exploited her money problems, and tried to turn the law against me. There's nothing to fix. We're family, Jennifer said. She was crying. Family doesn't do this. I walked away. Tyler called that night. Grandpa, Mom and Dad won't tell me what happened. Are you okay? I'm fine, buddy. Better than fine. They're really upset. Mom's been crying. Dad keeps saying they made a mistake. They did make a mistake. A big one. Are you still my grandpa? That question hit me harder than anything else. Always, I said. Nothing changes that. Mom said I can't see you anymore. I closed my eyes. I'd expected this, but it still hurt. Tyler, listen to me. Your mom is going through something hard right now. She's scared and angry, and she's making decisions based on those feelings. But this is between her and me. It's not about you, but I helped. With the recordings. Is that why she's mad? She's mad because she got caught doing something wrong. That's not your fault. Can I still call you? Whenever you want. I'll always answer. We talked for another hour. I told him about the hearing, about what the judge said, about his college fund being safe. I explained that sometimes people make bad choices when they're desperate, and that didn't make them evil, just human. I'm not sure he understood all of it. I'm not sure I did either. 3 weeks later, I got a letter from Jennifer. Handwritten, 4 pages. She apologized. Said Marcus had convinced her that conservatorship was the right move, that I wasn't thinking clearly, that they were protecting me. She admitted they needed money desperately and saw my assets as a solution. She said she knew it was wrong, knew it as she was doing it, but convinced herself it was for my own good. The letter ended with, I don't expect you to forgive me. I'm not sure I can forgive myself, but I want you to know that I love you. Even though I showed it in the worst possible way. I read that letter a dozen times. Here's the thing about betrayal. It doesn't erase history. Jennifer is still my daughter. I still remember teaching her to ride a bike, helping with homework, walking her down the aisle at her wedding. Those memories don't disappear because she made a terrible choice. But trust? Trust is different. Trust is fragile, and once broken, it doesn't repair easily. I wrote back. Short letter. Told her I appreciated the apology but needed time. Told her I understood desperation but couldn't condone what she'd done. Told her that Tyler would always be part of my life, and if she wanted to be part of it too, we'd have to rebuild from scratch. I didn't say I forgave her. I'm not there yet. Tyler still calls me twice a week. We talk about the college fund, about school, about the computer he's building. Jennifer knows about the calls now. She doesn't stop them. Last month, Tyler asked if I'd come to his school science fair. He'd built a model rocket and wanted me to see it. Did you ask your mom if it's okay? I said, yeah, she said. She said it would be good if you came. I went. Jennifer was there with Marcus. We didn't sit together, but we nodded at each other across the gym. Tyler's rocket won second place. He was thrilled. After the awards ceremony, Jennifer approached me. Thank you for coming. Of course. He's my grandson. I know this doesn't fix anything, she said. But I want you to know I'm trying. We're in therapy. Marcus got a new job. We're working on our stuff. That's good. We stood there awkwardly for a moment. Then Tyler ran up, dragging us both toward his project, excitedly explaining the aerodynamics and propulsion system. And for those few minutes, we were just a family watching a kid talk about rockets. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't reconciliation, but it was a moment. Maybe that's enough for now. I'm 68 years old. I've got my health, my mind, my independence, and a college fund that's growing every month for a kid who deserves it. I've also got a daughter who betrayed me and is trying to find her way back. Some days I'm angry. Some days I'm sad. Some days I think about that recording of her voice calculating my pension value and I feel cold. But then Tyler calls, and he's excited about compound interest or college majors or whatever he's learning about, and I remember why I fought. Not for revenge, not to punish Jennifer, but to protect the right to make my own choices, to give my grandson the opportunities I want him to have, to live my life on my terms. That's not revenge. That's just refusing to be a victim. The judge was right about one thing. Some conservatorship cases are necessary, but mine wasn't. Mine was about fear and greed, dressed up as concern. I'm glad I fought it. I'm glad Tyler had the courage to record the truth. I'm glad I had the resources and support to defend myself. But mostly, I'm glad I'm still me, still in control of my life, my choices, my future. Jennifer and I might rebuild our relationship, or we might not. Either way, I'll be okay. Because here's what I learned. Family isn't just blood. It's respect. It's trust. It's treating each other like human beings instead of assets to be managed. Jennifer forgot that. I didn't. And that makes all the difference.